Hello everyone, welcome to Zoho Creator Learning Table Series. So this Learning Table Series is a month-on-month session. Which is occurring on every first Thursday of every month. So in this session, we are just taking on the concept of 12 months and 12 industry. So each month we take an industry and we discuss about the process that can be automated in that industry, and we will discuss the possible solutions that can be created with Zoho Creator. So in addition to that, last month we were discussing about the manufacturing industry, and this month we are going to go on to the real estate industry. So today's topic is going to be custom low-code solution for real estate business. So my name is Preeti Venkatesh and I'm going to be the trainer of today's session. So before I go on into the session, let me just set some housekeeping rules. All the attendees in the session will be on mute, and please post your questions in the question tab, which is available in the left corner of your panel. And a recording of the session will be sent to all the attendees, and please participate in the polls and the surveys that are going to be conducted. So these are some of the housekeeping rules. I just want to mention it. So now let me show you the agenda with which I'm going to drive this session. So today's agenda is going to be, as I said before, this month we're going to discuss about the real estate industry, right? So we are going to talk about what is real estate in general and what are the benefits of providing automation to this real estate industry. And also, I've just built a solution on the sales and the marketing sector of the real estate, and we will be discussing about the process flow involved in the solution that I have brought today. And I have also used some of the features available in Zoho Creator like augmented reality, portal, blueprint. We will also be discussing about how these can be helpful in providing automation to the industry. And at last, we will be discussing about the live demonstration of the complete solution that I have built with the Zoho Creator. And at last, we will discuss about other use cases and best practices that can be thought about. So this is going to be the agenda with which I'm going to drive this session. First, let's discuss about what is real estate. So when I talk about real estate is like selling a house, buying a property, or managing a property on behalf of an owner. Everything, the land and the building on the land are commonly termed as real estate, right? So this real estate industry are broadly categorized into three types. One is residential real estate, commercial real estate, and industrial real estate. When I talk about residential real estate, this is the place where the houses, residence, flats, apartments, the place where we live as a resident comes under this residential real estate, right? So the main profit of this residential real estate is going to be the rental cost and lease cost, and those things comes under the profit of this residential real estate. When I talk about commercial real estate, the industries, warehouses, retail stores, these profitable areas comes under this commercial real estate. This commercial real estate is different from the residential real estate. Here, the lease tenure is going to be high, but the lease tenure is going to be low, but the down payment of this commercial real estate is going to be little higher than the residential real estate. That is the main profit of commercial real estate. And when I talk about industrial real estate, farmlands, mines, so those things comes under this residential real estate. So this is the general concept we know when we talk about this term real estate industry, right? So why providing automation is needed in the real estate, and what are the processes that can be automated in the real estate business? So there are some processes that can be automated in the real estate. When I talk about it, the first thing is going to be lead generation. So the lead generation is one of the popular terminology used in this business. So the lead generation is nothing. When a property is under a sale or when a land is under a sale, the interested customers visit the land and they shows their interest in buying that property. So these customers are called as the leads. So automating this lead generation avoids many human errors or time consumption taken when we do it in physical way. So this lead generation is one of the major area where automation in the real estate can be thought about. And next is a very important sector, property management. Imagine I have a resident and have almost 20 family living in that resident. So I have to manage that resident from one end. So we need a property manager who takes care of the maintenance of the resident and takes care of the rental agreements. So there are so many responsibilities a property manager has, right? So this property management application can help them to solve many human errors or time consumption needed in order to provide a proper management. So this property management is one of the major sector where automation can be thought about. And next, when I talk about accounting and financial management, let me give you a scenario. Imagine I'm just under a construction. I'm just doing a construction management. So I need to buy the raw materials from my vendors for building, and I need to manage all my internal processes during the construction. So here, automation and accounting and finance be an helpful hand for the construction part. So this is where automation can be thought about in the real estate sector. And next is the providing customer journey. So managing the customer from visiting the property to buying the property the automation plays a major role. So these are some of the processes that I thought the automation is needed. So there are some more processes that can be automated in the real estate as well. So now we discussed about the process that can be automated. Now, what are the benefits of automating these processes? So the major benefit of automating these processes is it eliminates the margin of human error. Also, it helps us to set up a effectiveness and efficiency of selling a property. And also we can control the overall business from a single place. Also, it reduces some of the operational cost, that is the physical cost or operational cost can be decreased when we provide automation in certain process. So these are the benefits, some of the benefits that we can achieve while processing and while automating a process in this real estate business. So now we discussed about what are the process can be automated and what are the benefits of automating a process. So now I'm going to show you how I have automated a process called as lead generation. So I'm just going to take sales and marketing sector of real estate, and I'm going to show you how I made automation in that sector with the help of Zoho Creator. So now I'm going to show you the process flow involved in that application. So in general, what is the process of selling a property? When I talk about selling a property, first, as a builder or as an agent, I need the list of properties that are under sales or that are under rental, right? So after collecting the list of properties, I need to provide I need to showcase those properties to the customers. It should be visible for the customers to know that the property is under the sales. So after publishing the property, if the customer is interested, we can request for a callback to just take it forward. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a marketing executive for each and every property that I have in my list. So this marketing executive will take care of the property. He will just respond to the callback request made by the customers. So after responding it, if the customer is really interested, he will push the interested customers as leads. So this is where the lead generation comes into action. After the customers are pushed as leads, these customers are taken forward for buying the property. So here selling a property comes into action. So this is one general process involved in selling a property or renting a property, right? So what I did is I have just used this process flow and created an application. So first thing, as a builder, so imagine I'm a builder, so I'm going to be the admin of my application. So as an admin, I'll be having all the property list I have under me, and I also will be managing some of the marketing or sales executive who will take care of the property. So as an admin, what I will do is I'll be giving the portal access of my application to the marketing executive. So this marketing executive can visualize all the properties assigned to him in the portal that we have assigned to him. So he can manage the properties from a single place. So I'm going to give a portal access to this marketing executive. And as a next step, I have to the property list, right? I need to showcase the property to the customer. I need to advertise that I have a property for the sale to my customers, right? So if the customers, so what I'll be doing here, I'll be showcasing the virtual visit of a property for the customers. Here, the virtual visit term in the sense, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use something called Augmented Reality, AR, to showcase the 3D experience of a property with the help of my application. So here, if the customer is interested with the virtual visit, they can request for a callback. So after the request for a callback, this callback request will be sent to the marketing executive assigned for that particular property. So he will be getting a notification in his portal. So when he get a notification, he will respond to the callback made by the customers. So after speaking with the customer, if the customer is really interested in buying that particular property, those customers will be pushed as the leads. So from there, the leads are converted into hot leads. The quotations are provided for the property, and if they are interested, they can buy the property. So this is the general process that is involved in the application that I brought today. So before I showcase you that application, let me explain some of the terminologies I used here. One is augmented reality, AR. AR is nothing but it is the digital interaction of a 2D or 3D object with the real-time environment. It helps us to set our own 3D experience. That here I'm going to use augmented reality to showcase the 360 view or 3D experience of a property to the customers. So this interaction provides a data visualization and it enhances the end user experience in a very high amount. And this augmented reality is accessible from any device. We can access it from a web browser or mobile device or from a tablet. So in all the devices, it is device compatible. So this feature I'm going to use. So in the Zoho Creator, AR can be carried away in 3 steps. First, we have something called as AR library. So AR library is the place where I'm going to upload all my AR sets into the Creator. So AR sets includes the pictures of the image, 3D pictures of the property. Okay. So after uploading all my AR sets in the AR library, I'll be using that AR sets in my form. So here AR fields comes into action. So AR fields is nothing. It displays the AR set we have in the library as a drop down. So we can select any picture from that and upload it as a properties image. And at last, we have another thing called as AR viewer. AR viewer acts as an interface for your camera. So these are the 3 steps in which we are going to upload the AR, in which we are going to use this augmented reality. I'll be showcasing you a demo on that as well. Before that, there are 2 types of AR that can be achieved in Zoho Creator. One is marker-based AR and another is marker-less AR. Marker-based AR relies on the recognition of an image. Marker-less does not use markers. For example, when I talk about marker-based, I have an image or a logo. If I scan that image or a logo, I can visualize the 3D picture or AR of that particular image. So that is an example I can give for the marker-based AR. When I talk about marker-less AR, I have a 3D picture of a property and I'll be uploading that in my form. So when a customer visualizes the 3D property, he can just place the property in any place at his room and can see how the property looks as a 3D. So this is one of the example I can give for marker-less AR. So here we have another example, furniture companies. So they can upload a picture of the furniture so that the customers can fit the furnitures in their home and check whether it suits them. So this is one of the examples we can give for marker-less AR. So here I'm going to use the marker-less AR to upload the property pictures. So to know more about augmented reality in Zoho Creator, my co-trainers will be sharing a documentation in the chat box. Please refer to that. So now I'm going to show you an example or demo on how to create this AR in Zoho Creator. So this is Zoho Creator's main page. So in this Zoho Creator's main page, in the left corner, I have something called as microservices. So microservices is the place where I can add connections, data sources, AI models, and at last AR sets. We are going to talk about this AR sets now. So in the right corner, I have something called as create new. So in that, I have something called AR library where I can add and manage sets. I'm just going to click on the create. I need to give a name for this AR set and select the type of the AR. Just now we were discussing about markerless AR and marker-based AR, right? So I'm going to use markerless AR. So when I choose markerless AR, it allows me to upload a 3D picture. The supported files of the 3D picture can be a zip file or STL, GLB. So these are the formats that this 3D model supports. So this is clearly explained in the documentation. You can refer to that. So when I click on the select file, it allows me to upload a picture from my local drive. So I can upload it and I can give a name to the model and I can create. So now I have already created an AR set called as real estate. So in this real estate, I have uploaded 7 markerless images. So these are the 7 markerless images. When I just click on one of that, I can see a 3D picture. So let me zoom and show you. I have just uploaded the outer layout of a property. Okay, so this is one of the AR element I have uploaded in this AR set. If you want to add new, just click on the add, upload the picture from your local drive if you have it. I'm uploading a zip file and give a name to it. Let me give a name as house 8 and I'm just clicking on the create. After I click on the create, at the bottom, the house 8 picture would have got uploaded over here. So this is how we upload a AR set, AR element into the AR library. So now we learned how to upload this in the library. Now I'm going to show you how to use that in my application. So this is the application that I was talking about. I'll come to the overall view of the application at the end. So now here I have something called as AR field. So when I click on it, it shows all the pictures, all the AR elements I have in the library as a drop down. So this is the latest AR house property picture that we have uploaded now. If I want, I can just simply click on it. That image will get uploaded over here. So this is how I upload a picture in the library and use it in the form. Now let me show you the live mode of this application and showcase you how I have achieved this AR field. So in the property list form, I'm opening the property builder. So here in the left corner, I have something called as AR field, which is under the special fields. So I just have to drag and drop this AR field and it allows me to choose the AR set that we have uploaded. Just select the AR set and you can just add the field from here. So the output would be just like this. You can see visualize all the AR properties as a drop down. So this is how I added and achieved it with the help of the Zoho Creator. If you have any doubts in this AR, you can post it in the chat or you can refer to the document as well. So I hope I've set an example about how AR is achieved, right? So now I'm going to explain you my next feature, portal. So portal are nothing. As we have our application, we want some people to use our application. So in that case, they can give the portal access for them to use, right? So portal access is portal users or the users of my customer portal. We can add the portal users in a single, or you can upload a bulk email IDs as a portal and we can give them the access. Next step is permission set. So for example, I'm giving a portal access to a marketing executive who takes care of the sales property. So in such case, I want this person to visualize only my sales property details. So I can just filter, I can just assign the permission set as the sales property so that that executive can visit only the sales property details. Same way, I have another marketing executive who takes care of the rental properties. I can ask permission for him to access the rental properties. So the permission set can be managed by the admin. And the next step is portal pages. So as soon as I give a portal access to my marketing executive, that marketing executive will get an email notification. So you just have to click on the email notification and he can log in to his portal. Okay, so I'll be showcasing that also in the demo. So this portal pages is nothing but the login page or sign up page that we give for the portal users. So this portal pages can be customized by the admin. And next step is custom domain. So when providing the customer portal or portal access to your marketing executive, you can either use the default Zoho Creators domain, or you can create your own domain and assign the portal users for your domain. Both are applicable in the Zoho Creator. And next is the access type of the portal. The access type of the portal can be either public, in the sense when I talk about giving access type as public, I can give the portal access to customers because customers are public, right? So this public portal can be given, or it can be a private or restricted portal. Here I'm going to use private portal to give the access for my marketing executives. These are the access types present in the portal. And last is the email notification. If you want to communicate with your portal users, email notification can be used. So these are the few steps to be noted while giving the portal access to your marketing executive. So a detailed documentation on this portal also will be shared in the chat box with my co-trainers. Please refer that. Now I'm going to show you a live demo on how to assign a portal access. Again, I'm going to the main page of my Zoho Creator. In the main page at the left corner, I have something called as portal. So this is the place where we can assign the portal access to my customer, to my marketing executives. So I just have to click on the create, continue. I have to select the application for which I'm going to give the portal, assign the portal. So, and next is the portal URL. It can be a default URL, that is Zoho Creator portal.in, or you can customize your own domain. So I'm going to use the default domain now. And the access type are going to be public, private, or restricted portal. So you can make use of the private portal because I'm going to assign my marketing executive a private portal. And default permission set. This is the place I was talking about. So for the marketing executive sales, I have to display only the sales properties, right? So now I'm going to show you how to set these permissions. So in the edit mode of my application, I have something called as settings. So in the settings, I have something called as portal user permissions. So here I can add a new permission and I can assign the permission. Now I'm going to show you, I have already added a permission called as marketing executive. So in that, I have given him permission to visualize the rental property, sales property, and the map report of the property. Also, I have given him the access to visit all the callback requests made. Also, the leads, overall the leads that have been generated, he can also visit it. Also, I have given him a dashboard access. So these are the view all access that I have given for this marketing executive. Okay. So after assigning it, you just have to click on the update. So here in this place, you can select the permission set for your each and every application. Now I have already created a portal for the real estate application. The portal type is private, and the portal user I have already added a portal user. Let me open and show you. So this person is given a portal access already. The permission set I gave for him is marketing executive. Now what I'm going to do is I will just add a new portal person and show you how it works. So I have a dummy email ID. So I'm going to give a portal access for this email ID and show you how it works. So I just have to add the email ID of the person and I have to select the permission set. So the permission set is, there are two permission sets, customers and marketing executives. So marketing executives, the permission set I was talking about, right? So I'm just giving that permission set and I'm adding the user. So as soon as the user got added, when I go to his Gmail ID, I'm just refreshing it. he would have got an invitation from my real estate portal. So when I click on it, there is a default template which has been sent from my from my portal automatically. So you can also edit this template. So in the same place, we have, after adding the portal user, we have something called as email notification. In that, I can add a new email address. Now I'm sending the email from my default ID. If I want to add another ID from which I have to send, I can add it. So this is, I was talking about invitation template. So this is the default template which is sent from my system. You can edit this template as well. Okay. So now when I go through this, it is asking me to create a new password and complete the sign up process, right? So I'm just clicking on the new password. It takes me to the create password page. So this is the portal page. You can also customize the portal page. So we have something called as page customization, in which you can customize your login page, sign up page, and reset page. You can just drag and drop the features, or you can change the color effect and everything you wanted to make your portal more interesting. So now I have to give a password. Let me just give a password and sign up for you. So I've just created a password. This is how the portal will look like for him. Okay. So this is how the portal will look like for him. He has the access for the dashboard. He can visualize all the map report of the properties, where the properties are located. And he can visualize all the marketing executives, that is his colleagues who are available with me. And he can visualize all the callback requests made and the status of the callback request. And also he can visualize the leads, who are all the leased and who are all purchased the property. The list, he can visualize it from his portal. So this is how the portal looks like for my marketing executive. So I hope I've set an example about how to create the portal access, right? So if you have any questions about the portal access, please post it in the chat box. So now I'm going to move on to the next concept I have used in my application is blueprint and blueprint analytics. Here, blueprint is nothing but the visual replica of a business process. Here, I showed you example the lead generation, right? So after the lead is generated, what is happening? After the marketing executive is generating the lead, what he is doing to make the lead move from hot lead into the person who purchased the property. So that process I'm going to track with this blueprint. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as the person is moved to hot lead, so the customer will come to visit the property, right? After visiting the property, we'll give him a quotation, that is the cost of the property. And after receiving that, if he is interested, he can purchase the property. This process is done physically, right? So what I'm doing is, I'm using the blueprint to showcase that property in my application itself for our reference. So this blueprint has two key components. One is the stage. Stage is, there are different milestones in the process. These are the different milestones in the process. That is, if a lead is moving from hot lead into property visit, from property visit into quotation issued, these are the stages moving from one stage to another. And next is the transition. When I talk about transition, what is the action that is taken care from moving a person from hot lead into property visited? And what is the action taking place from moving the person from property visited into the other thing, quotation issue? So this is the action that is occurring between two stages called as the transition. So this is the overall concept of blueprint. So this is the blueprint I was talking about. When a lead is pushed into interested, so that is one stage, and from that stage is pushed into property visited. This is second stage, and in between them, whatever is occurring is called as the transition. Here you can notice that there are some green lines. And I have a section called a stage called as not interested, because a customer can say is not interested in buying the property even after receiving a quotation, or even after following up whether he is interested or not. So anytime he can cancel his interest, like he can say that he is not interested. So I'm just using a common transition over here. So I'll be showcasing this in the live demo of the application as well. So this is all about blueprint. The next I'm going to talk about is blueprint analytics. I have a blueprint and I'm just tracking where the lead goes after it is getting generated, right? And this blueprint analytics is like gathering the insights of the blueprint. Like we can just visualize what is the time taken for the lead to move from one stage to another, and what is the duration taken for the transition to occur. So we can just visualize this time limits or record counts as a form of a chart. So this is achieved with the help of blueprint analytics. In a single term, blueprint helps the organization in streamlining its process, and blueprint analytics provides the optimized view of the blueprints further. So this is the blueprint analytics. A documentation on this blueprint and blueprint analytics also will be shared in the chat. Please make use of it. So now, as the final step, I'm moving on into the live demonstration of the application that we were talking about. So I have named this application as real estate. So this is the application that I was talking about. So as an admin, first step for managing an application for this real estate application is I need to upload the properties I have in my hand. So here I have to choose the property type. Either it can be a flat or apartment or house or villa. So let me choose house or villa. So I'm just going to give this property for sales. And I have to provide the address of the property. I'm just giving a random address. Okay, and I'm just assigning the size of the property in square feet as 1200, and I'm giving the per square feet cost as 3000, and number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms I have in my property, and the property is a furnished, unfurnished, or semi-furnished. Let's make it unfurnished. And if you have any amenities, you can give them. Okay, and I have to upload the picture of the property. I have some pictures in hand. Let me upload one picture. After uploading the picture, this is the AR field I was talking about. I've already uploaded some AR sets into my AR library, right? I can just simply go ahead and use one of that. Okay, so now the property has been added. I'm just going to click on the submit button. As soon as I click on the submit button, a property list will get generated. It will get added into my report. House or villa, this is the property ID which I'm just auto-generating when submitting it with the help of the property type, house or villa, or property for sales, and then count of the property I have. Okay, so after this property has been created, I have to assign a marketing executive for this property. This marketing executive person is the person who is going to take care of the property from now on. Okay, so here I have a form called as marketing executive where I'm going to manage all my marketing executive people. Let me add a marketing executive. I'm just going to give the mail ID. Just now I created a portal for a dummy ID, right? I'm just going to give that random number, and I'm making the status of that person as active, and I'm just clicking on the submit. So now in the report, you can see a marketing executive called as Pooja got added. There is no property assigned to her, right? So when I go to the property list, I have a button. When I click on it, the assigned property form will load. This is a form which I'm just loading as a pop-up window. So I'm just assigning the property to the person named as Pooja, and this is a sales property, and I have to choose the ID of the property. This is house or villa sales 6, right? This is the ID of the property, and I am just clicking on the submit button. So this property would have got assigned to that person. When I just refresh it, you can see the the marketing executive name and the email ID getting auto-populated. So now in the report, when I just open a report, the assigned property will get loaded over there. And next thing is, this person would have also received an email notification stating that he or she has been assigned with the sales property with the ID, so that he or she can go to her customer portal and see the property that I have assigned to her. Now the count of the property has been changed as 2. So now if she click on the sales property assigned to her, she can see there are 2 properties which I have assigned to her, because this is one property which I have assigned to her already. So this is the house or villa is the second property which just now I have assigned to her. So this is how it looks like from her end. And also Next step is after assigning the property to the marketing executive. So we need to showcase to the customers that what are the properties available. Before showcasing you that, let me show you the admin view of a dashboard. So dashboard is a single place where the builders can visualize what are the things they have in their application, right? So here I'm going to showcase you the number of properties that are sold or under unsold, and what are the agents, how are the agents active or inactive, and property, how many properties are for the sales or how many properties are for the rent can be visualized from a single place, callback requests, leads generated, and the properties which are assigned and unassigned. So all these counts can be visualized from a single place, and also the builders can see what are the locations of their property. These, so I have embedded a map report into my dashboard so that the builders can see from a single place where are the properties are. So this is the admin view of the dashboard. Okay, and next is the user dashboard, because we need to showcase the user what are the properties available with us, right? If the customer is willing to see a property that is for rent, he can just choose it. The rental property will get rented. And if they are assigned, if they are willing to buy a property, they can click on property for sales. So when they click on this particular property, he or she can see the customers can see the a detailed view of that property, the property type, the address, the size of the property, and everything, the cost per square feet, everything can be visualized from here. So if he or she wants to see the location of the property, I have embedded a map report which showcases them the location of that property in the map. They can just zoom in or zoom out and see the where the property is located. And as a next step, if they want to see the virtual tour, they can just click on this button. It takes them to the AR view, that is the 3D view of the property that we have just uploaded. They can zoom in and zoom out. I have just uploaded the outer layout of the property. You can also upload the interior decoration you made for your property, or interior layout when you're showcasing you the construction of a property. Everything can be achieved with this AR set. So I'm just showcasing them the 3D view of the outer property. So after visiting that, if they are really interested, they are just going to click on the callback button and they can submit their interest over here. Let me say I have something, I am just giving a name as KP with a generic email ID. This is a sales property and I'm just choosing the sales properties ID and I'm just clicking on the submit button. So a callback request has been made. So as soon as a callback request is made, the person who has been assigned with the property will also get a notification that you have a callback request from so-and-so customer. You can customize this email content as you wish. So that the marketing executive can just go to his or her portal access and he can see a callback request is made by a customer KP. Okay, so we can just respond to the customer over the email ID provided here or the phone number here. So after talking with the customer, if the customer is interested, he can push the customer as a lead. If they are not interested, he can close the lead from here. So now I'm just going to imagine this person is interested in buying the property. So I'm just clicking on push to lead. As soon as I click on push to lead, a lead will get generated on behalf of this person. Okay, so from here, the marketing executive has generated the lead. Now from here, he is going to take care of converting the lead into the person who is buying the property. So for this purpose only, I'm going to use the concept called as blueprint. Okay, so now before I showcase you this, let me show you how the blueprint is created in Zoho Creator. So in the edit mode of the application, when I go to the workflows, I have something called blueprint. I have already created a blueprint called this lead status. So here I have some stages. After converting the lead, I'm just going to check whether the lead is interested or not interested. If he is interested, he will be allowed to visit the property. If after visiting the property, he will be issued with a quotation by my marketing executive and a follow-up is made. If they are interested, the property is purchased. Or else, if they are not interested, even after getting the quotation is issued, we can just simply say that the customer is not interested in buying the property. So this green line indicates that I have used a common transition for 4 stages. We have another type of transition called as parallel transition. If I'm just moving from quotation issue to follow up, if I want to perform 2 actions at the same time, I can go ahead and use this parallel transition concept. Okay. So now I've used only the common transition in this blueprint. So let me show you how it looks like. I can visualize this blueprint in the detailed view of my report. So if the customer is interested, it will be changed, the status will be changed as property visited. After the customer has visited the property, I'll be issuing the quotation. So after the quotation is issued, I'll be following up with the customer. If the customer is interested after a few days of following up, I can simply say that the property is purchased. Or if they are not interested, I can say that the property is not purchased. Now I'm going to consider the Kirti has purchased my property. So the status will be changed as property has been purchased. And next important thing, in my application, the status of the property will be changed from unsold to sold. So a tag will be added on the property stating that the property has been sold. So this is how I'm achieving it. The same goes with the rental property as well. I use the same procedure. And only the major difference is here the status will be changed as the property is occupied from vacant. So that is the only thing I'm changing over here. Other than that, I'm using the same concept to provide the rental property as well. And this is the overall view of the application. I have showed you the admin dashboard, user dashboard, and I also explained you the agent dashboard as well. So dashboard is the place, as I said before, where we can monitor all the process that is taking place in a single place. Okay. So now we have discussed about the overall view of the lead generation or the real estate application that I have brought. This is a few steps that I have built with the help of Creator. And major thing, I was talking about blueprint, right? We also have a concept called as blueprint analytics, which is there in the operations part in the left corner of my Creator account. So when I click on the blueprint analytics, there are 9 types of blueprint analytics that I can create. So basically analytics is like a visual replica of the process that is happening in my application, right? So first thing is like average blueprint duration. What is the time taken for my entire blueprint to get over? For example, moving a customer from interested into purchase. What is the duration taken? So that thing can be visualized. I just have to click on it. I have to select the application. Here I'm going to select the real estate and the form leads and the blueprint is lead status. When I click on the view, I can see the graphical representation. What is the overall duration taken for a customer to move out of the blueprint? That is converting from a hot lead into the person who has purchased. The main important thing is like you can export this graph as a chart, as a PDF or PNG, and you can use it for your documentation purpose. And not only the entire duration, the entire stage duration, that is, I have many stages like interested, property visited, quotation. For each stage, what is the time taken to move from one stage to another? And also you can export this and use it for your documentation purpose. For this purpose, you can make use of this blueprint analytics, which is one of the interesting feature available in Zoho Creator. So I've just shown you an example on the sample application that I've got as a demo today. If you have any questions or queries about this demo, you can post it in the question tab. It will be answered by my code planners. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you some other use cases you can think about providing automation in real estate. One of the major use cases, property association management. So here property association management is everywhere. Every resident has its own association who's taking care of all the maintenance of the resident or maintenance of the apartments, right? So here as a builder, I can assign a property manager. Either I can hire a property manager or I can use a third-party property manager to take care of the resident that is under me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the admin access for my property managers. So these property managers will assign few people in the resident as board members, and these board members will be getting the user access of the application. So these board members will take care of all the other process, all the expenses, events, everything that is conducted in my resident. Okay. And I'll be giving the residents, security people or vendors the portal access of my application, where they can see what is happening in our resident, in our apartment. Okay. And these are the user types that I'm going to differentiate and assign. And next is I can build a visitor management system. Like for example, in a big residence, if a visitor is coming to visit a particular people at block A, he has to get the permission from the security, and security has to allow him inside, right? Here we can provide a general automation. So whenever a visitor is coming, the security can generate a code and send it to the resident. The resident can give the code to the visitor so that he will get an access to visit the entire residence, right? So this is sample visitor management, which can be easily automated with this low-code platform. And next is amenities management. Imagine booking of the parking slots in our resident, or booking a event hall to conduct a party in our resident, and expense that is happening that is collected from that party. Everything can be managed with this amenities management system. And when I talk about vendor management, as a property manager, I will be having a set of vendors. For example, electricians, plumbers, or other people whom I can assign whenever a resident is requesting for a repair or repair work or something in their houses. So I can manage these visitor management easily with the help of this low-code platform. And I can also manage the property rental agreement, the digital signing of the rent or digital signing of the lease agreements can be managed here. And the overall maintenance charges of a residence also can be automated. So this is one of the use case that I thought about while thinking about automating a real estate business. And next use case is rental property management. Rental property management is one of the major use case that we needed, right? Automation that we needed. So all the manager list will be having the rental property list along with the owner details. Okay. So whenever a tenant is approaching the rental manager, he can provide the virtual tour of his rental property. So here you can make use of the augmented reality to showcase the virtual tour again. After visiting the property, we can achieve the screening of the tenant details from a single place. After screening, we can provide the rental or lease agreements for digital signing. And also the monthly rent collection can be easily achieved with the payment workflows in the low-code in the creator. Maintenance also can be made, and invoices also can be generated with the creator. You can overall customize your automation easily with here. So this is another use case that I have talked about. Apart from that, you can think about automating the interior decoration part or automating the construction management. So these are the other use cases where you can think creator as a solution for automating your real estate business. So before wrapping up this session, so I'm just going to give you some key points about the features that I have used in this application. So the first feature is going to be augmented reality, AR. AR is an interactive 3D experience that combines a view of real world with the computer graphics, right? Here we were using the AR to showcase the 3D view of a property. Imagine I'm just creating an interior management system. I can just use this AR view to showcase the already built interior decorations of my company. So that makes the user experience more easier, right? Also, very important thing, the AR is developed and deployed in both mobile and web native platforms. Our next feature we were talking about is the portal invitation, right? As soon as I showed you, as soon as the portal is created, the concerned person will get an email notification. He or she has to approve the email notification by signing up to say that he can say that he is ready to use our portal. So that step is very mandatory. And next important thing, blueprint. The blueprint that I showed you to convert a hot lead into the person who bought the property, there are some limitations to that. The blueprint stages and transitions can be 100 for now. The common transition and panel transitions are 5 for now. So these are some of the key pointers to be noted while using the features I showed you in your application. So I think so I've set an example about how real estate business can be automated with the low-code platform, right? So before ending up the session, let me show you the upcoming session links. So we have an upcoming session called as Creator Tech Connect. Creator Tech Connect is also a month-on-month session which occurs on every second Thursday of the month. So this month it's going to happen on 13th of April. The topic is going to be V2 API and Open API. So the registration link will be posted in the chat box. Please make use of it and join the session. Also, we have another learning table series on next month. So this month we were discussing about automating the real estate business. Next month we were talking about logistics, digitizing logistic operation with Zoho Creator. So this learning table series will occur every first Thursday of every month. So next month it is going to be occurring on 4th May 9 p.m. You can make use of the link that is going to be posted in the chat box to join the session. So what I'm going to do is I'll just keep the session open for a few more minutes. If you have any questions or queries regarding the session, you can just post it in the question tab. It will be answered. Also, if you have any questions post the session, please contact us with the help of training@zohocreator.com. So I'm just going to go on mute for a few more minutes. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box. Thank you everyone for attending the session. We'll meet again in the next month with next industry logistics. And if you have any questions post the session, please write to us at training@zohocreator.com.